Hi. So today is May 20th, 2011, and I know who gives a crap. Well, actually, a lot of people are giving a crap right now. Turns out tomorrow is May 21st, 2011. Does that ring a bell? Yeah, it does for many. Turns out there's this man by the name of Harold Camping who is essentially predicted. He's pinpointed the beginning of the end of our world. Um, his premise is obviously religious, and so many people are believing this nonsense. It's getting out of control in many areas. I believe this is not going to happen, and that's because I was raised in a very religious family, and I've read the Bible and whatnot, and I'm not convinced any of this is true. If anything, it's pure BS. This man is someone who claims to have been studying the Bible for 5 decades, 50 years. Um, he says that he's derived through formulas, dates. He can now predict the end. I believe this is impossible, and I'll get to that right now. But before that, I want to say that he says he's an engineer, which is fine. And I guess he's using this as a powerful tool to elevate his credibility. In today's world, we have a lot of really stupid people who will believe anything, or sometimes they won't believe anything unless it's someone with authority. And for this occasion, you have an old man who studied the Bible for over 50 years, and he's an engineer, and he's telling us that the world's going to end. So a lot of people are, scratching their heads and they're saying, well, what if he is right? Well, I'm telling you, this is pure bullshit, especially because um, he is establishing this on a religious premise, the Bible. Um, for one, as I already mentioned, I grew up in a Christian family, and the Bible says that no one will ever know the date of God's return, not even the angels. I know, right? That's funny. So yeah, I mean, if you think about it, and why would God want people to know when he's coming back? That kind of defeats the whole purpose of people being saved or not. It goes far more complicated, but the point is no one can know. No one will know. And that's why I flat out refuse to believe this is even true. And the reason I'm posting this is because so many people are just posting things on Facebook and they're going nuts and they're texting and you're like, is this really gonna happen? I'm scared. What do I do? They're getting depressed. They're going out on spending binges, and it's absurd. The whole Y2K effect is becoming more and more and more evident in many parts. You just have to look closely. Um, I think I even read an article, I think, on the Washington Post saying that some parts are setting up suicide hotlines for the followers of the movement. Now, let me tell you about this movement. The people who are spreading this nonsense is a religious cult, and they are, they're saying that the world is gonna end tomorrow, and their their argument is that you can be saved, but you won't. You'll be left behind because God's predestined those who are going and those who are staying behind. So I'm here wondering, then what's the point of telling us that the end is coming if we can't even, go with God? It's kind of pointless. I mean, we might as well sit down and eat donuts while the world is coming to an end, right? Well, yeah, and they're like, well, yeah, so we don't know why we're doing this. We don't even know why we're telling you the world's gonna end. We're gonna be saved, and you're all gonna be stuck here. So I mean, it's a pretty ridiculous movement. They've been posting these signs on highway billboards, over 2,000 all over the nation here in the United States. They've also been going all over the world, major cities, handing out, handbilling telling people about the end, that it's coming, and it's just really absurd. I mean, you have to look at the people in this movement. Just look at them, and they look like emotional basket cases. Perhaps even homeless people who will believe anything. People who, I mean, are really just acting out of absurdity. A lot of these people in this movement have even claimed to stop making mortgages on their home, saving up for college for their kids, because they're completely convinced that the world is going to end tomorrow. And, you know, I don't know what's going to happen to them the day after tomorrow, May 21st, 2011, when the world doesn't end and they have bills, mortgages, tuition, so much more to deal with. Um, so yeah, it's really ridiculous, and I just want for people to realize, stop for a second and think and process and realize you're being fed all this garbage by people who aren't even I want to say aren't even reading their Bible correctly. uh, the guy Harold Camping is basing his prediction for the end of the world on Noah's flood. He's assuming he has a date for Noah's flood, yet we don't know when it happened exactly. So he's pinpointing May 21st, 2011 at 6 p.m. He said that. And he's basing that off of the date of Noah's flood, when we don't even know when that happened. It makes no sense. And that's why it's ridiculous. And this man has been making a lot of money, and that's how he's been funding a lot of this billboarding and hand billing, and just the overall spread of ignorance, really. So don't be afraid. The world is not going to end. Uh, go bask. Live your life normally. Don't listen to any of this bullshit, because, as he said, the world, it's not gonna end. Just, it's not gonna end. He said that on October 21st, the world's gonna be consumed by a cloud of fire. Really? Yeah, I mean that, tomorrow, the world ends. The Christians are raptured tomorrow. Only a select few, of course, the predestined ones. The rest who stay behind will die off, and on October 21st, by then we'll all be dead. The earth will be consumed by a cloud of fire. Yeah, don't believe all this bullshit. Take some time to think about it. The world's not gonna end. Go have some ice cream.